Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Tangie and I wear many hats. But today I'm starting actually a series. So again, my name is Tangie if you're new here. I started my YouTube channel back in 2021. I want to say it was 2020. I was pregnant with my youngest son and I was led to start a YouTube channel as a way to cope with some trauma that I was experiencing at the time while I was pregnant, and I was hoping to be able to transmute some negativity that I was experiencing and I was facing. And this channel was birthed in the process of me growing and evolving into the lady that I am today. My journey with mental health, this is basically, I am an advocate, or I am someone who has taken mental health very serious within the last, I want to say 6 years. The beginning of my journey started when I was in between two relationships. I believe I've expressed this briefly on my other channel, Young Rose Design. That is my business channel. But I believe I expressed this before on there, but not on this channel. But I am bringing, I guess this would be mind renewal, faith-based mind renewal to my channel, this channel, Tangie Sherelle. Anyway, it started back about 6 years ago, and it's just continuing to evolve. And as much as I've manifested, it's mind-blowing. And I want to share, I want to help other people, because for me, when I started out on this journey, I was just trying to figure out, what does God know about me? Who am I? Who does God say that I am? I was in a lot of pain because of the choices that I had been making, and I was not fulfilled. So I'm starting this series. This series, what does God know about me? This is going to be part 1 or episode 1, however we are going to put it. I am learning this as we go, but nonetheless, the content is quality. It has been experienced, and I want to share it with you for you to try. Give it a chance before you throw in the towel and say there's no hope for you. There is hope. I am here to encourage you, and I am here to express that there is hope. Someone who has experienced it, lived it, and has manifested better wants to pour into you so that you are able to grab hold of the tools available to you, so that you can access the knowledge and the wisdom that God wants to give you, and that is already inside of you, but you have to be quiet and still to access it. But let's get started on what I have for today. This actually came to me and so in the morning I do like my devotional. I read my Bible, I pray over my children, I pray over myself, and I just set the tone for my day for the most part. Some days I don't do it, so I don't want to come on here acting all holier than thou like I do this every morning. Some mornings I sleep in. That's just the complete honest truth. The goal is to do it every morning, but some mornings I'm not able to, but I'm getting there. But anywho, this particular morning, background. I started reading the Bible in the beginning. I just was like, you know what? I'm starting in the beginning. That's what I want to do. No particular reason. I just was like, I want to start in the beginning. Now, 6 years ago, when I started my faith walk with God, I started in Proverbs. My father encouraged me to read Proverbs. You know how you read your daily horoscope? He encouraged me to read Proverbs like a daily horoscope. For example, today is the 13th, I believe. I think today is the 13th. So he said, whatever number day it is, go to that chapter and read that chapter as if it is a horoscope. So today is the 13th, I would go to chapter 13 and I would read. And I did this every single day. And this was in the beginning of my journey with walking with God and trusting God and believing God. And wow, just that 30 days of doing it and really keeping my mind focused on faith changed my life. I never looked back. So I'm encouraging you, give me 30 days of your time. Give me 30 days, and I guarantee you that your life is going to be inspired or transformed in some type of way. There's going to be some type of transformation, some type of inspiration, some type of idea. Something is going to spark inside of you, because I am a light, and what I am to do as a vessel is to just give everybody a spark so that they can live in their true authenticity and see what God has for them. And that's what we're doing. And anywho, that's how this message or this download had come to me. It came to me in this when I was having my morning devotional. So I called this Calling Forth Abundance. So this is going to be part 1 of our series, and the series is called What Does God Know About Me? And the title of this is Calling Forth Abundance. And I got this in Genesis chapter 9, verse 7. So when I started my journey, I was seeking who I was, who God said I was. And he revealed it to me step by step. Nothing more. And so as I was walking with him and I was understanding who I was, some of the things that was revealed to me I was to do, right? But based on my past and my history and where I come from, I didn't have a lot of confidence in my ability. I know, right? Listen, I didn't. I did not believe in myself. I didn't think that I was capable of doing the things that I've done today. I didn't think I was capable of a lot because that wasn't the background that I come from. At least that's what I didn't see. I didn't realize what was available to me. Further down the line, I learned my family history, and I was thinking, hey, if they can do it and it's in them and I'm a seed, I'm a part of them, I have it in me too. And that's what God revealed to me once I got out of a lot of toxic situations and removed myself from toxic people. But that's another thing. We're not going to get too much into that. I think I'm going to add something into the series with that, depending on where the Lord leads me. But yes, back to our series. Calling Forth Abundance. So where I got this from, and I made notes because I want to make sure I touch on everything because it's really, really good. It's really rich. So Genesis chapter 9, verse 7. And this particular, I'm going to read it. Just because I want you to have the text. This is my handy dandy Bible. I absolutely love it. I got it from T.D. Jakes. It's the Woman Thou Art Loose edition. It is the New King James Version. And we're going to Genesis chapter 9, verse 7. And as for you, be fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply in it. That is what God told Noah and his family when they got off of the ark. So, when I was reading that, you know what came to my mind? He gave them a command. And the question that followed was, why would God command us as in humanity, to multiply if he didn't want us to prosper? Would God tell Noah to multiply and be abundant if it wasn't in his capability? Oh yeah, that's good stuff. I know, let it sit. I had fun with this one because trying to calm down. I'm excited. There has been so much that God has told me to do, and I used to be in my head. Now, I have been on journey after journey after journey, building trust, learning God. But every time the test would come, I would quickly just say, I would stop breathing. And I would forget. And then he would put me on another journey. He would be like, you're not ready. And he would put me on another journey to build that trust, to develop that belief in him, and to develop that he got my back. Time after time. And finally, we got to this point where I'm like, you know what, Lord? I'm going to learn to trust you. And in this right here, this text definitely is something that I am sitting on, and I am standing on it. So let's get into it. So, as I was mentioning, the ark was planted on dry ground. This is when Noah in the ark and his family and all of the animals, it's finally, the ground is dry, the water has receded. It's time for something new. Now, God was blessing Noah's family with the next provisions and instructions for he and his family. Work needed to be done, and God commanded Noah and his family to start this process. Now, there's a new beginning. You have a new beginning. This is for the person who is tired of the old. The old it's over. That stagnancy, that space where you're just waiting, it's over. It is time to act now. What is the next provision? Okay. Now, you can be pessimistic and look at it as, man, that's so much work to do. You could. Or you can say, I better get to it because it's not going to do itself. All right. Now, the journey, there are challenges, but there's a lot of fulfillment in those challenges. Fulfillment is something that has to be experienced. I can't explain fulfillment, but I can give you a definition, maybe, if I have something. Where's my iPad? Okay, I can't give you a definition right now. This is ghetto. Where is my iPad? I can give you a definition. Don't laugh at my lamp back there, okay? I have a 3-year-old and he likes messing with stuff. Let's get into fulfillments. So, I want to give the definition of fulfillment because I feel like it's very important. You know, a lot of the things that we do sometimes as humans, I feel like we do it and it's either to make us happy or to feel good, but we forget about the good old fulfillment. So let's get into fulfillment. I want to get into that definition. Fulfillment, the act or state of fulfilling. The state or quality of being fulfilled, completion, realization. Let's see what fulfill is. To fulfill, to carry out, or to bring to realization as a prophecy or promise. Ooh, I like that. So to carry out, right? So when one has fulfillment, they have something that they've carried out. They have something that it's a promise, right? How do you feel when a promise has been made to you and it's fulfilled? You feel good, right? So that's what seeking after the promises of God feel like. It's fulfilling. Getting the work done is fulfilling because it's a promise. It's saying that this is true, and if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to feel this sense of completion. You're going to feel good, and fulfillment has to be experienced, okay? So, now that we've made it to that space, just take a moment. Just take a moment and think about something that you want to have fulfillment in. Any type of area in your life. Where do you want to have fulfillment in it? What does fulfillment feel like for you? What does that feel like? Everybody's going to be different, and it's okay. But just make sure it's in a space of feeling complete and not just having a sensation. Yeah. Let that breathe. All right. So I had made a note right here, and it was, I'm learning when God tells me to do something, I get excited, yet the closer the time comes for that provision to be executed, I start to get in my own head. So who has that? Raise hands, show of hands. Like when you get the first idea, or when God reveals it to you through someone else's conversation, or someone comes and speaks life to you, and you're like, yeah, I want that. Let's do it. All right, now we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, let's go ahead and start working on it. What do? Do you say, yeah, I'm excited, I'm ready to do it? Or do you be like, do I really have what it takes? What about my time? How much money I got? Can I afford it? Oh, but wait, I gotta do this. What if they don't like it? What if this? What do you say to yourself? I think that some of us have that self-sabotaging, or what is the other word? I'm gonna just say self-sabotaging because I can't think of the other word. But we have that, and we do that a lot of the times, and we don't even recognize it. Well, I got something for that too. Getting into our own head, we start looking at our past failures. We start looking at, oh, well, when this happened in the past, or we look at someone else who tried it and they failed, not knowing the circumstances for that. But sometimes, is it really failure, or is God rerouting you to build up your belief in Him and your confidence in Him? I'm going to get to it. So, sometimes we can taint our own visions. Sometimes we can taint the promises that God has for us. And you have to remember that God believes in your ability. He believes in our ability to do things. Because if He didn't, He wouldn't give us the idea. Okay? And He knows what's inside of us. See, we don't be knowing what's inside of us, but He knows what's inside of us. You want to know what's inside of us? I'm going to tell you what's inside of us. We are made in the likeness and image of God. So we have God's traits and characteristics, right? He knows that. But we struggle with knowing that. We struggle with knowing that. And because we struggle with knowing that, the promises that He has for us has to be delayed until we understand and know it, because in order for us to fulfill it, there can't be a single strand of doubt or fear. We have to move in it as if like we know. And that can delay us and send us on a detour where He has to put us on a path so we can learn and understand who He is and who we are and who He is in us and who we are in Him. Okay, so sometimes it's not a failure when you are not able to execute right then and there. Sometimes you have to put that assignment on pause because He's rerouting you, because you have to do an obstacle course, an obstacle faith course. I like that. An obstacle faith course. But seriously, that's pretty much what happens, and I'm gonna give you some examples of it. But He knows that He created us in the likeness and image, in His likeness and image. Thank you. I have to make sure my notes was right. Get tongue tied sometimes. I think it feels really good to know that. It's comforting, like finally, because of all the faith obstacle courses that I've had to endure, like it's finally like etched into my spirit. Like I know finally, because of the many trials that I face and the many victories I have. Like the victories is crazy. It's mind-blowing. I can't even think of them all. But I still thank Him for every single one, even if I can't remember it all, because He does so much. So I want to get into the meaning of we have God's traits and characteristics. Well, characteristics. So think about your journey and your path, right? Think about the knowledge that you're going to have to require, the resources and everything. But if we have his characteristics, because we're made in the likeness and image of him, that means we are like him. We're not him, but we are like him. So what does that mean? So we know God is all knowing. So he will tell us what to do and lead us on the way. Because he's all knowing, he knows what it is that we're going to face. So when we tap into him and we seek him and we put all of our trust and believe that he got us, that's when he'll start downloading step by step the things, the things and the steps and the provisions along the way. He will tell us step by step. Now, if we're not stepping, he's not telling. So you better get the stepping, okay? Because he ain't finna just be telling you stuff and you're not finna do it. Like, God don't have time to be playing with you. He don't. He'll tell you what you're supposed to do, but then he won't give you details until you gotta walk. You gotta get the going, and then he'll tell you, okay? Also, God is patient. So he will give us the time to fulfill the assignment, but we have to actively seek him in our assignment and actively work toward what he's revealed for us to do. So like I said, he'll tell us, but we also have to actively work with it. And he's so patient. And that's why we need to be patient with ourselves and stop trying to rush it. And I know it can get uncomfortable, but that's why he's there. He'll give us the resources. He has everything. He doesn't mind sharing, but we have to, it's a certain order of things and how we have to do it. And it's very important because he has to protect his investment of that seed. That seed means a lot to the kingdom. So he's not going to just let you do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay? He's protecting his investment. That's what I believe. Because if he would allow us to, basically we would self-destruct if he gave us too much and we weren't ready. And he knows that. Like, we would self-destruct. I remember T.D. Jakes, he mentioned before that a gift given too soon is not a gift at all. It's a burden. It could be a liability. So he knows, like, we have to take our time with this because it's huge. God don't do nothing small. Ain't nothing small about God. You know that. So, actively seeking him, and then he will reveal it to us. And also, when God commands us to complete an assignment, he will provide the resources and the wisdom. His plans must succeed, and disbelief, it thwarts what God says. God can't have no disbelief in his plan. Like, he can't have nobody just halfway in. He needs to make sure that we all the way in so that it can succeed, because, you know, we get halfway there and then we quit. Then what? So he needs us to know and to make it happen through faith and with confidence in him. That's what moves God. Now, this has happened to me a few times, and this is why I'm using this example. Now, if we have lack of faith to the point where we're afraid, you know, then at that point we're worshiping another God, and God can't have it. So we know that God has not given us the spirit of fear. So when we start fearing, that's putting another God in charge of what God says for us, and it ain't happening. So what God would allow, he would allow, from experience, he would allow us to go on another journey separate, right? So let's say God instructs you to start a business, and you started, but you have a lot of fear in the instructions that he's giving you and the provisions that he's giving you. And so you have this little faith, and now the business is at a standstill because God needs to do some work, some inner work within yourself. He's rerouting you, and he's rerouting you to a journey that will help you to produce and develop your belief system in what he says. So he may allow, let's say one of the examples he wants you to, an example of it, and this can be as simple as you learn within a day, or it can be something where it takes you weeks to months to understand that he got your back. But one of the examples is he may allow you to walk inside of a store. He may allow you to get to that checkout and realize that you don't have your wallet. But he will remind you just right before you about to walk out, hey, remember this morning you updated your Apple Pay and you got your phone so you can pay with your phone because they have the tap. He does little stuff. He's that detailed that he can remind you of something that morning because he knows you're going to need it later that day. That's how much he has our back, and that's how much he has your back. So that is one of the ways that he reveals to you that you can trust him. Don't forget that, okay? That's going to be very important for somebody. That is, and you stand on that, okay? Those coincidental moments are no coincidences at all. It's not a coincidence. It's not. It's planned for you. Okay. So, one of the things that we have to understand as well, and I hope that this is helping you to understand, is he knows where you're going to be. And he knows where you're going. He knows that where you're going can't have just even a little 1% of doubt or self-sabotage or a little faith, because it'll just mess up the whole thing. And you could be tied 9 times out of 10, like when God got his hand on it, there's people tied to your blessing, and there's people that you're going to be setting free, and he needs you to be on point, okay? And he needs you to have this confidence. So he's building you up. I like to call it the faith strengthening exercise, or the faith strengthening obstacle courses of life. Because it be hard, like the things that we be having to go through in order to develop our character, build our faith, and to build our strength. It is not easy. Like sometimes it's like, look, I just do not feel like doing this today. And he's like, but you're gonna do it. So that's just how it be. That's how it is a lot of the times. But once you've had enough, not you had enough, but once you understand that God is there for you and that he is here to help you and he's on your side, he will circle back to that original plan and the assignment, going back to the business, right? So sometimes it looks like your business is flopping. It looks like what you started is not working out. It looks like, that one project that you stopped working on, the book you started writing, you're not even finishing it, or that craft course, or the your YouTube series, whatever it is, one of the two, something that you're working on, you stop the business plan, whatever it is. That does not mean that it's the end all be all. He's working you. He's trying to, he's producing you so you can get to that next level, okay? And that is what happens. And then when you get back to the original assignment, the creativity just flows and you just flourish and nothing gets in your way, because you've been through the obstacle courses, you've been through the difficulties, you've been through the tests, and you're able to withstand and withhold what you have. And it's not even a burden, like you can do it in your sleep. What was it? Those who wait on the Lord, they will renew their strength. Those who wait on the Lord, he will renew their strength. Yes, they will mount up like eagles, mount up like wings with, what is this scripture? Y'all help me, because I don't want to be giving y'all the wrong scriptures now, especially if we new to the faith. I might be picking up someone who's new to the faith, and I want you to have the good old word, so Let's see. I'm going to read it to you verbatim when I find it. Oh, also, if you're new here, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If this is helping you in any way, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have a Patreon account. I don't know if I have it in my bio, but I'll add it there. Those who wait on, there we go. Those who wait on the Lord. Isaiah 40:30. I'm going to write that down. Isaiah 40:30. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. I want you to have that. Look, I want to have it too. So look, we're going to write it down. Isaiah 40:31. We're going to keep that. That is our prayer, and that is what I am going to speak over those who have joined and who are here with me today on my YouTube channel, because I think that's very important. Sometimes we feel like something is not working out or it's flopping, when really He is renewing our strength. He is helping us to mount up like eagles. Listen, y'all gotta be patient with me like the Lord is patient with me, okay? But y'all, He will renew our strength, your strength, and we shall mount up with wings like eagles. And that's what the hardship is for. The hardship is for us to be able to run circles around adversity. I'm telling you, once you get to that space when adversity can't do nothing to you, and you be like, oh, okay, hold on. And you handling the adversity and handling the business at the same time, and you ain't even sweating, that's when you know you got it. That's your breakthrough. That's what He's working on you for. So if you're in that space right now where it's just really, really hard, don't complain. Say, thank you, Lord. Thank you for helping me so I can handle the magnitude of what you blessing me to have. Because that's what He's doing. He reveals to us and unlayers Himself and the plans that He has step by step. And one of the things that I want to close with is, I believe that He's placed a predestined seed in all of us to bear fruit when that time comes. And since He commands us, He knows about the seeds that we bear, and that's why we must follow the instructions to harvest them. Sometimes I feel like people can say, oh, well, I'm not doing that because for whatever reason, the Bible don't make sense, or I'm not doing that because man wrote the Bible, or whatever the case may be. In the Bible, it has been revealed to me why certain things are written in there, but He's not going to reveal it to you until you trust Him. I had to walk with Him and be serious for Him to reveal the spiritual side of things and why it says don't do this in the physical, because of the spiritual death. It's the spiritual death that it does. And you could be giving up your destiny. What we do in the physical with the flesh, it affects our destiny and the spiritual things that we can't see. So, yeah. Do it how it says do it. You better pray. And if you pray about it, he'll reveal it to you. He will tell you why. People be thinking, oh, I can't ask God questions. I ask God questions a lot because I want to understand Him. I don't want to be Him. I want to understand so that I can help myself and I can help His people and I can pass it down to my descendants. And that's the mindset you got to have. That's the intention and the type of heart you got to have. So following the instructions, because the thing is, God is protecting His investment too. We're His investment. His promises are investments. It's for the kingdom, and we have to walk a certain way to make sure that everything has order. Everything has to have order, and it has to have balance. Another thing that I wanted to touch at was He doesn't want people exploiting us also. So if we know too much in advance, we might talk too much. Just like with Joseph. Joseph told his brothers in the Bible, who he was, and they tried to kill him. Like, they left him for dead, put him in a ditch. Like, what? Sold him. God don't want that to happen to us. He don't like when bad stuff happens to us, but He understands the times that we're in, and He understands what flesh and what humanity has done. So yeah, You know, with us having free will, it's free game, but you got to invite God in to help you, and He will help you. Pray. You just got to pray and ask God. Invite Him in, and He'll lead you. He knows that sometimes we trust people that we shouldn't, and those be the ones who exploit us the most. So we got to be careful, especially when you are transforming. Like it's very important to kind of like isolate yourself a little bit, like from partying, from alcohol. Like you really have to detox and tap into sobriety so that you can hear Him, because God ain't finna be competing. That's a word. He's not competing with no liquor, no aunties, no uncles, no friends, no kids. He ain't competing. You have to make time for Him. So keep that in mind. But just know He also understands that a lot of us was born, all of us, not a lot of us, all of us are born with different backgrounds, different beliefs. We were taught different things, and He understands that. But the most important thing is sticking in that thing and keeping Him in the loop of your life and keeping Him as the number one priority. That's the most important thing. It's just seeking Him in everything, and He gives you the desires of your heart. I remember when I was transforming and I wanted to just have something else, like I was tired of doing what I was doing. And I remember vividly, not vaguely, vividly, like I was like, God, please make these choices for me. I keep making bad choices and it's hurting my spirit, it's hurting my soul. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? He led me to the gym. He led me to meeting certain people. And now I am doing what I love to do. I'm a dance fitness instructor. I love dancing. I love dancing so much. And He has placed me in the space to where I can do that. He's placed me in a space where right now, I actually started journaling, and that was what I loved to do. He let me journal. And I even started writing poetry and other songs. And these are the things that He has allowed me to do. And He's like, you can do whatever it is you want to do with it, but it's yours. And that's what I replace my decisions with. That's what I replace my poor decision making with, is with who He said I was. Now I'm actively seeking that. And in that, He will reveal the next stages once I complete how far I need to go, right? Because we have the stages, right? So He's like, okay, you're here, start this, and when you get to here, I will give you the next level, right? So when we keep seeking Him and we actively do what it is that we are called to do, He will continue to pour into us and tell us the next steps, but we have to be obedient to what God has told us to do. I hope this helps you where you are in your journey. I hope this sheds some light. I hope that you give me a chance when it comes to assisting you on your journey. Again, like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I take notes because look, my memory is cool, but I don't want to miss a point. And sometimes I can get a little off topic. So the notes just help me to stay organized. But I have a wealth of experience and I want to share everything that I know in one time, but realistically I can't. So we're going to do this series. And I think Mondays are good for now, but I will keep everybody in the loop on how what the duration of this is gonna be, how often I come on here. But I'm liking Mondays. I'm liking Mondays to get on here, and it could be every day, could be every other day, I'm not sure. But I have a Patreon. It's Tangie Sherelle, I believe. I'm gonna add it on here if it lets me. I'm gonna add it. But I appreciate you coming by. Again, I am Tangie, and I'm an advocate for mind renewal and mental health. Also, I'm a group therapy. That's another thing. Hold up. I just got my next blessing. Group therapy, definitely. This is kind of like the beginning stages of group therapy, but I was going to say group fitness. I'm a group fitness instructor. So I'll be on here as well with some dance, some mixed fit dancing. My goal is to go live on here and to do some dance fitness. So, again, it's my pleasure, and I hope this helps you on your journey with your transformation and you pivoting into your higher self. And it's been real, and I will see you all later. Thanks.